I'm straight, but I'm falling for my gay best friend. I really want to tell him. I always perceived myself to be straight, but when my best friend Joey and I moved in, that all changed. He gave me flowers as a graduation present, and I barely noticed it myself, but this was the first time he made my heart skip a beat. As time went on, I started unintentionally rubbing my leg against his during a movie, or I'd catch myself staring at him. I myself hadn't even noticed just how much I really liked him, until when I was in the middle of cooking, and he came up behind me. He leaned his head over and placed his chin on my shoulder, then asked me if the food was almost ready. It was such a small thing, but I remember at that very moment, the realization that I really wanted him fully dawned on me. I thought about it that night, and figured that I was being stupid. I didn't have a crush on Joey. I avoided him for the next few days, and he of course noticed. He asked me if everything was okay, and I felt a wave of adrenaline when he did. I made up a lie about work, and said it's just the stress, and he thankfully believed it. I stopped acting distant from Joey immediately after, but still tried to bury the feelings that had surfaced. I tried to rationalize the way I felt in every way possible, thinking it could be the fact we're roommates or something. I really tried to keep Joey away from my mind, but the next week I came home from work, and I was met at the door to Joey cooking dinner for us. I looked at the pan, and saw that he was cooking my favorite steak and potatoes. I never had one of my other friends make me dinner before, and subconsciously, my feelings for Joey grew. He then said that he handled the clothes that I left in the washer. I walked into my room, and saw them folded neatly on my bed. If I had a love language, it would easily be acts of affection. He knew me almost better than I'd known myself. We ate dinner together and watched a horror movie. Soon after, we went our separate ways into our bedrooms to go to bed. The next day, we got all the boys together, and went surfing. One of our friend's parents owned a beach house about an hour away from my house, so we all hung out there almost every weekend. As I was getting my board and putting it in the car, Joey ran outside with a backpack. He handed me a can. "You forgot your sunscreen," he said. His eyes were a bluish green and sparkled in the sunlight. I thanked him, and asked if he was ready to go. He agreed, and we headed to our friend's beach house. On the ride there, we played our shared playlists and sang songs at the top of our lungs. This was some of the most fun I'd had in weeks. We played throwbacks, newest hits, you name it. Being around him made me feel like I was in a movie. When we got there, we changed into our swim shorts. I'd seen Joey without a shirt thousands of times before, but today it felt different. I could feel myself blushing every time I looked in his direction. What was happening to me? He had a bronze tan, and his beach blonde hair waved in the wind as he surfed. I was paying so much attention to him that I lost my footing and fell straight into a huge wave. Joey swam over to me to help and poked fun at me. He jokingly asked if I had been drinking. I said, apparently, and laughed. Over the next few weeks, my feelings for Joey grew stronger. While I was at work, I was constantly distracted. My mind was filled with thoughts of Joey, his laugh, his smile, the way he always squirted the ketchup bottle on a napkin before putting it on his sandwich to get rid of the, in his words, ketchup pee. I would think about how he hated watching horror movies, but would watch them because I liked them. He started cooking more for me, and was overall the perfect partner. I had never felt this way about a guy before, and it was hard. I didn't have a problem with gay people, but I'd never seen myself feeling this way for another man. When we were home alone, I would try to sit closer to him on the couch. I noticed that I enjoyed being in his personal bubble more often than not. The tension that I felt between us had gotten stronger. When before I could maintain eye contact with Joey, I now felt like I had butterflies in my stomach whenever he looked at me. I remember one day we both reached for the remote at the same time, and feeling his hand brush up against mine sent a rush of dopamine through me. I felt a flutter in my chest and said, "My bad, bro." I didn't know how much longer I could keep up this act. I knew that I was straight. I had only been with girls. There wasn't anyone in my family who was gay, and I wondered where these new feelings had come from. I felt a mix of emotions. I was confused about my sexuality, while simultaneously feeling a burning desire for my best friend. I was upset for a while thinking about the possibility of me and Joey, and every outcome seemed like it ended terribly. I needed to take the edge off. I met up with a friend to get some mushrooms off of him. I didn't do them often, but I was going through it. That night while I was on them, I was sitting on my couch staring at my ceiling fan. I started feeling happy again. My body was tingling. I felt like I could move a mountain. The whole world looked like it did when I was a kid. Then shortly after, I started feeling everything at once. My feelings for Joey only amplified, and the feeling of denial in myself grew as well. I battled it head on. I felt so many things at once and nothing at all, and that's when it hit me. I realized if I truly wanted to experience happiness, I would have to accept love that fit inside the box, outside the box, and learn to love the box. Once I fully understood how to accept love in all forms, the feelings for Joey didn't seem like a part of me that I had to deny anymore. It felt like a weight had been lifted. The next day, I took out the trash and made a sandwich for me and Joey. I wasn't the best cook, so I decided to return the favor this way. I couldn't possibly mess up a sandwich. Joey was still asleep, so I woke him up and handed him the sandwich with a flower attached to it. He seemed shocked when I woke him up, but he didn't reject it. We sat in his bed and ate the sandwiches. I made them a little dry, and the proportions of meat and cheese were way off, but Joey seemed to appreciate it nonetheless. Over the next few weeks, I started leaving him sweet notes near his nightstand and around the house for him to find.